Many successful Shopify stores, besides selling their products on their own e-commerce websites, they prefer to sell them locally on physical stores. If this applies to you, then the KS Store Locator snippet is a must-have for your Shopify store. Okay, first we are going to check the installation, and then we are going to check the various settings and options that this snippet offers. After you have downloaded the snippet file, double click to unzip it, and then besides the two liquid files, we have two icons here and the location.geojson data that you are going to check a bit later. For the moment, we should choose one of these two files. For if you are using the Shopify down theme, use this file here, and then for any other Shopify theme, use the one marked as general. Open the file. All you have to do here is copy everything within this file. Then from the Shopify admin, let's go to the themes and then select the theme you want to install the snippet. Edit code. All you have to do here is create a new section called KS Store Locator. Then all you have to do is paste the contents of the file. Hit the save button. Then here we have to go to files and we have to upload the two icons here and the location.geojson data that contain some sample locations for the map. But I have already uploaded this file, so I'm not going to do it now. Then from the themes, let's go to the theme we just installed the snippet, customize, and then let's add the snippet on the home page, but normally you should add it on a separate page. Okay, KS Store Locator, and hit the save button. For the moment we don't see anything here because we haven't yet specified here the MapBox access token, which we are going to explain it next. Okay, in this part we are going to discuss two important elements for our map to show up. We need to specify here the access token for our map, the API access token, and we must specify a file name regarding the GeoJSON data that we have to get the data from. Okay, first let's check the access token. For our map, we use the MapBox API to fetch the data. If you go to the MapBox website and then check their pricing, we should know here that we are using the MapBox GLJS API. And for 50,000 monthly loads, it is free. Then it needs a payment for your map to work. Okay, so with 50,000 requests per month, it means that we have around 1,600 requests per day, so that should be enough for the majority of users. Of course, if your store has lots of traffic, then we need to pay the MapBox pricing. Okay, also beside this API here, the snippet uses another API for the search autocomplete, which is this one here, temporary geocoding API that is used on the search to get the places data. And so this API is generous as well, with 100,000 requests per month, which are free. Okay, now that we know the MapBox pricing, we need to create an account here. So we have already an account to our MapBox, and then we need to generate here an access token to add to our snippet settings. So all we have to do here is create a new token. Then we should specify a name for this token and leave this public scopes all selected here. This should not be selected in any other secret scope here. Then it is important here to add our URL that we are going to use the API token. It is important to restrict our tokens, so to prevent the token theft and quota theft from other users. Okay, we have already created a token for our demo. So as you can see, you have the name here and we have the URL here of our Shopify demo store here. So with the token we have to copy here, and then all we have to do is paste the token here. As soon as we do this, we should notice that our map has loaded. If the map didn't load for you, probably you have an issue with the token or the website restriction that you have added on the MapBox website. Okay. The other second important point is the GeoJSON data. So our map uses the GeoJSON format in order for the results to show up in the map. Here we have to specify a file name, which is the location.geojson prefix that we should upload on the files on our Shopify admin. So if you go to the file section here, we should upload here our location.json file. As you can see, we have already uploaded this file. In fact, we have two GeoJSON data. We have a Starbucks GeoJSON, which has lots of places that we use on our demo. Okay, so this file here, location.json, is found on a snippet package for you to use and modify and test the snippet. And if we open this file, the GeoJSON data is in fact a JSON formatted file that has a type of feature collection, and for each of the points that's shown on map, it should have a feature object. Okay, this feature object here should be a type of feature. It should have the geometry and the coordinates. The first one is the longitude and the second one is the latitude with the type of point. Okay, this properties should be for each of the features that you need to show on the map. And then for this feature we have these properties right here. Normally this should be the same for each of these features on the file. On our demo we are using the address and the phone number. But of course, on your store you might prefer to use more, but that might require a bit of changes on the file, on the snippet file. But of course, we are here to help you. For anything you might need with the snippet, feel free to let us know and we will help you to adjust it. Okay? So as soon as you have this location.json data ready, you should upload it on your files in your Shopify admin, and then simply copy the file, the exact file name here with the suffix, and it should be location.geojson here. We have already saved here, and as you can see we have these sample locations that are showing up on the map. So for example, if you use here our other sample JSON data, we are going to notice that now the map got populated with many other sample locations. Okay, that should be all for these two important parts for the maps to show up. Then we are going to check the other settings that we have for this snippet. Okay, now that we have the MapBox access token and the GeoJSON data in place, let's check out the rest of the settings for our snippet. Okay, first we have the color scheme that you can change. For example, you can choose this nice blue color. It is important to note that on the other file that can be used for any other Shopify theme, the general one, here we don't have a color scheme, but we have instead the background color and the color settings. Okay, then you have the wrap in the container. If you prefer to have the map show in full width, deselect this setting here. Then you have the title here, and the title size and the description text here. Then we have the access token that we saw earlier. Then we have here the MapBox height on mobile and the MapBox height on the desktop if you prefer to have a smaller or bigger map. Adjust these settings as you prefer. Okay, then you have the border radius for the map and the other elements. If you prefer to have straight squares, set these settings to 0. Okay, then you have the initial position that you want for the map to show up at first. We have chosen a location that is on the center of the USA, but of course feel free to adjust it if your primary location is on a different part of the world. It is important to note that the first one is longitude and the other one is the latitude, and they should be separated with a comma. Okay, then you have the map style. The MapBox API offers some different styles that you can choose. For example, now we have the streets V12, but you can choose other styles if you prefer. Okay, there is light, there is a dark one if your store, for example, is primarily in dark color. We have a satellite style based and a navigation based. Feel free to select the one that you prefer here. Okay, then you have here the initial zoom. This is when the map loads at first sight. This should be the primary zone. If you prefer to have a different zone, adjust the settings as needed. Then we saw earlier the file named JSON data here that we must specify for the locations. Okay, then you have the map controls that they are showing on the right side. We have this search autocomplete here that if you don't want to have it, deselect. We have here the countries for this search box or the geocoder that you want to search with. For example, here we have only two countries, the US and Canada. So it means that if I search for other cities, they will not show up here on the search result, but it's only location from these two countries. If you want to search all over the world, simply leave this field empty. Okay, also yes, the locations here should be 2-digit and they should be separated with a comma. Then you have the controls for the full screen. If you want to allow users to open the map in full screen or not. Then you have the navigation, are these buttons here, the plus and the minus. Then you have the geolocate, there is this button here, the geolocate button. On the Shopify theme editor it is not working, but it works fine on the front end, and the users can click here and they will be pointed directly on their current location. Then here we have the settings for the marker icon. So if you don't specify a marker icon here, we are going to notice that the locations are these circles here that you can control with the settings below. but of course you might prefer to use instead a marker icon. We have already provided you two different type of icons here that you might use. For example, on our demo we are using this second style here, and if you select it here, you are going to notice that now the locations are pointed with this icon here. Of course, we have to adjust the height here. So now it is looking better. Okay. Then you have here the settings for the clusters. So the clusters are these circles here that merge locations, many locations found on a place. Sorry. So here you have the base colors, which is this blue here. Is this, of course, you may change it. And we have the base text color. For example, you might prefer to have the text in white here, and then we have the settings for two additional tires. What does this mean is that grouped location after 50 will be shown with this color, and anything else that a group of 250 locations or more, like you are seeing here, will be shown with this color here. For example, we can change it this, and as you can see now we have all these grouped locations that have many locations within with this color. Okay, let's change quickly this one as well, and you can see now the clusters are looking differently. Okay, that should be all for the clusters. Then you have the pop-up info. The pop-up is the one that is showing when you click on a location pointer. We can change the background color, or we can change the text color, and the title. And the titles. Sorry, this is for location card. Sorry, we have here the pop-up info. We can change the background color, text color, and for this locations card on the left, we can change the background color, and we can change the text color as well, and the title that is shown here on the top. Then you have some general settings regarding the spacing on top and on the bottom. This should be all for the KS Store Locator. Sorry. Of course, this is an advanced snippet, and it is normal that you might request some additional help for it, and we will be happy to assist you with changes regarding, for example, the contents that are showing on the pop-up info or on the locations card on the left. So you may contact us anytime with our community forum, and we will be happy to assist you. Thanks for watching.